website by the hosts, guests, and calling listeners or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of Revolution Radio and freedomslips.com, its staff, or affiliates. You're listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host.
Okay, this is TJ Morris, also known as Theresa Jeanette Thurman Morris on UFO Digest, but Revolution Radio has been nice enough to let me have this time with Janet Carroll Lesson of Hawaii. So we're doing a Cisco Ebert show of movie reviews, and we're going to be discussing various shows that we watch and TV shows and movies in the future. But today we're called Portal Stargate, and we like Stargate, and we like we're trekkers too. So any of you guys that like that kind of stuff, sci-fi, we're into all that kind of stuff. But Janet Carroll Lesson and I show up here at Revolution Radio, and it's been working for us. So I hope you like us, and we really appreciate your donation, whether it's 99 cents or my $10 a month, so I can get the $5 archive. You can join the dues. No, wait, not dues. Janet, what do they call it when you give them $5? It's the anyway.
I don't know what they're calling.
We only got one button. I don't think it matters what it's called anymore, but we only have one button, folks. So
I get donation. It's called a donation button.
Is it? Okay.
Make your,
well, go.
Make
yeah,
your
I know
donation.
where to tell you to go to do it. Anybody ever told you where to go, Janet?
People tell me where to go all the time, but I go where I want to go. I'm pretty, of course. Oh, you're so funny. Anyway, right. I was on the site. Here it is. Right on the, here, I'll tell you where it is. Oh, where is it? They took it away. It used to be by the Santa Claus, the snowman. But I was on before. The donation button was by the snowman. Where is the donation button? It's not by the snowman anymore.
Wait. Okay,
I don't see it.
Folks, let me tell you. A Mad Painter is our name, but T.R. Becker, the Mad Painter 13 at Gmail, or the Mad Painter. Wait a minute. Is that where the button is? Monthly goal amount raised. Where is it? I'm looking too. Let me go into log in memory. Well, keep looking. Where's the donation button? Well, anyway, I'll give it to you.
Donation button.
I'll give it to you.
Come back on.
You can do American News Magazine. Oh, not American News. Don't do American News Magazine. That's my old magazine. No, do Ahmed's, what is it? American Communications Online at gmail.com, and it'll get to Ahmed. I don't use it for nothing, and that's our Allied Command department, because he made us, him, me, and Janet, and mainly Ken, ACO Association. But we have a holding company for all of us volunteers called American Communications Online. There's 0 in it, but you can send it there, but Ahmed will have access to it, and all that goes in there as far if we sell books, and put that towards our overhead, and me and Ahmed agreed to that. So American Communications Online at gmail.com is a button, but we don't have that up either, Janet. So
we'll get back to everybody if you want to donate. Sorry. Okay.
Where is it?
Maybe you just press the little. No, when you press the little snowman, it was beside the snowman.
There's a lady on YouTube asking her to give money. Did you see her? She was on our YouTube about me and you. She wanted to give us money. Her name was Gladys. You saw her? All right, let me go to TheresaJMorris.com and see if there's a. People get on to me all the time, and I've never got any money. I got $20 in 8 years with Tommy Hawk's blood, because the lady told us it's real sweet to split it. All right,
I got $20 in 8 years. You're getting rich.
Well, anyway, we will get back to you, but normally just donate to revolution.radio, and you can go in the chat room and ask them. Oh, I know. Wait, on the bottom, Janet, I know what I can do. Down on the bottom is Terry's address. Let me go see. I remember. All right, here you go, folks. If you prefer Send mail to Terry Ackerman, Terry Ackerman. Okay,
Yeah,
and that
that's right.
1793 N for North Eden, EDONRD Road, period, Allen, ALLEN, Michigan, MI 49227. And the reason we have to use that, Terry, is because some people were asking me and Janet where our donation button was, and right now we can't find it. So we're I don't have mine up either, Terry. So my name's Terry too, folks. My name's been Terry since I was in the military. So that's confusing. So I try not to use it. I try to use TJ because only usually men are TJ. But my name's Theresa Jeanette, and I've been called Terry and Jan. Janet Lynn doesn't like it, so she calls herself Janet Kira Lesson, Kira. And
I'm going down. I'm going to legally change my name to Janet Kira. See, what happened was when I got married to Dr. Lesson, I changed my middle name to Janet Kira Lesson, and I got married in Vegas. Then I went to get my driver's license renewed, and they said, you have to go back to your birth name, Janet Lynn Lesson. And I said, what? And the lady at the DMV said, lady, do you want your driver's license or not? I'm not going to give it to you unless you go back to Janet Lynn. Now, I haven't been Janet Lynn, for 30 years now. And all of a sudden, I have to be Janet Lynn again. That's my little baby girl name, right? So I have to go and jump through hoops to get to be who I want to be. Oh. So I'm Janet Kira Lesson until I pay the $50 and file the paperwork, and then they have to approve it. So that'll take, they said, about 2 to 3 months before I can be who I want to be. So it's bureaucracy, and it's all about additional taxes. You think you're just paying your income taxes? No, every time you turn around, you want to do anything. You want to register your car or get a driver's license or yada, yada, yada. There's another tax. So they tax sales tax.
Anyway, any money sent to American Communications Online does not get spent. It goes straight to overhead budget for Mad Painter and Revolution Radio Club. So I promise you that. You can mark it because I don't do nothing with it and it's got no money in it. But anyway, you can go on PayPal without going on a website. So, but a Mad Painter, wouldn't it be T.R. Becker? Or maybe it doesn't.
No, you better ask. Let's not make shit up. Let's not make stuff up.
Well, anyway, Terry's
then the money
will
go into hyperspace, and then they'll say,
I don't want to make any money because I've never
don't
gotten
make stuff
anything
up.
for Revolution. I prefer to pay in.
Yeah.
Well, I make my donations, and I'll make sure I can do it by the 1st of January, okay? So maybe we're going through something, but I didn't see anything in we got a Skype just for radio host. And it's supposed to be for business only. Did you see anything in there on that? I didn't see anything.
I didn't see it, but I'm gonna look on my aquarianradio.com. I think I have a donation button there, but I am not collecting money for Revolution Radio. So don't send me money if you want it to go to Revolution Radio. I did set this up years. Yes, I do have my donation button up on aquarianradio.com. Yeah, so you need to put that on your websites, all your websites. And I do periodically get donations. People just, if they like your work, if you like our work personally, TJ and Janet, you want to donate, I'm
trying to get
have it up on Aquarian Radio. Theresa J. Morris will put hers up on whatever website she decides to have, and she'll have that decision made and up and running by the 1st of 2020.
We've got American Communications.
It costs a lot of money. Does that have a donation button? Okay, so if you want to donate to TJ personally, go to American Communications Online. Was it .com?
No, that's not to me personally. That's to Mad Painter and Revolution Radio.
Okay, so TJ is collecting.
Mine's TJ Morris Agency
for a Mad Painter.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on to something else. This is boring. Let's talk about something more exciting. We'll figure this out another time, and we'll let you know. So we were talking about the pro-con. So what pro-con.org?
Freedom Slips.
Yeah. Pro-con.org is a site that TJ just turned me on to, and I was looking at it, and it says the pros and cons of current issues, reliable, nonpartisan, and empowering. And I'm gonna bookmark this. Let's see, I guess you start. And I'm going to go check this out because it seems like a very interesting
Well, I use it.
site.
I pay them because I'm a teacher and educator type woman, and I'm a nonpartisan person, and I like to stay up on the most popular education in science and technology. And you probably follow politics all the time, Gene. That's just not my gig. But I keep up on health and medicine, sex and gender, world international. I do entertainment and sports, economy because of Social Security and stuff like that, privatization. Because I'm old now, but there's universal basic income, and there's got some good stuff.
Yeah, I like the UBI. I follow the universal basic income. I don't see that listed here, so.
Yes,
I'm going to recommend they put that down. Where's it at? On the pros and cons. Where is it? I'm missing it. Oh, here it is. Where's UBI?
Look at the list. It's on procon.org.
I'm looking at the list.
Okay.
And where is it?
Hold on. I'll have to go backwards. Hold on.
There's which category? Yeah, we're talking about that now. Let's go there.
Procon.org, and then you go down to review favorite. See, down to, where'd it go? Let's get social.
See, it's not on there. I don't think so.
It's out of Santa Monica. Wait, I find it because I was on UBI, but
anyway,
here it is. Look under economy and taxes. So we got to get more organized with our Revolution Radio Club and divide them up.
Never organized.
We're
there it is. Universal basic income.
See, we found it.
So if you want to talk about the issue, so I'm not really. I'm about the issues. I'm a humanitarian.
Do
I'm a humanitarian. I don't know if it's partisan or not partisan. I'm a humanitarian, and I've always been a humanitarian. I'm an Aquarian. And so I'm New Age hippie woo woo. Aquarian. This is the dawning of the age.
New Age is a religion.
The age of Enki. So that's kind of who I am. Well, it's for me what I mean by it, and everything's got a
universal life. I like universal life.
Anyway, so you have yours. So under this economy and taxes, they have minimum wage, gold standard, corporate tax rate and jobs, churches and taxes, Uber and Lyft, Social Security, privatization, daylight savings time, universal basic income, penny, keep it.
See, we like something. So, we're usually on the opposite
sides. So we could use this as a basis for what topics do we want to talk about this week. There's 50 of them.
See, that's why 12/12/2019. We had to come in agreement. So procon.org.
But it's 12/12/12, really, according to the ancient calendar. Whatever. So of these topics, we have another hour. What would you like to talk about? We have all this stuff. It's like we can read the pros and cons. I guess when you click it has pros and cons. Pick something you want to talk about. I haven't clicked on anything.
2020 presidential election, gun control, medical marijuana. Look at the most popular.
Homework, Santa Claus, animal testing, death penalties, school uniforms, drinking age. Lower it, abortion, or illegal immigration. If you want to do which one of those most popular do you want me to click on right now? We're like,
medical marijuana.
The wheel is turning in. Okay, I'm going to click on medical marijuana. Okay, we're going to click it. If you want to follow us, we're on procon.org, and we're clicking on medical. Should marijuana be a medical option?
I say yes.
Oh my God, it's very detailed. I'm for the legalization of marijuana.
I don't do it, but I saw how it helped my daughter when she had cancer before she died. So I'm pro. Now, I don't know if Mad's pro or con, but it's okay because
well, everybody speaks for themselves. So
he said I could
so
do
Matt's
any
not here, so
website.
let's.
He said I could do any websites. I couldn't do anything about taking it by mouth. Oh, shoot. Do you take it by mouth, marijuana? Yeah, I guess you do. I guess you can't talk about it. Should marijuana be a medical?
Well, no, you can.
This
you
is
can
a
smoke
topic.
it.
Yeah, that's smoke. No, you eat it. You can eat it.
Well, you can eat
I
it.
haven't
You
ever
can.
ate it, but I've seen people put it in brownies.
Okay, so this might be a forbidden topic. We have to
Gumby.
check with the mad
Gummies.
painter.
All right, let's go to another
Or
subject.
oh my God,
medical.
it might be another forbidden topic.
Yeah, anything.
Damn.
We can't. He said, don't talk about anything that you ingest, put in your mouth. All right, pick another topic. You
Okay.
mention it be about
Okay,
the
let's see.
elections. You want to?
Well, I don't want to go there.
All right, let's not do politics
only
or
45 minutes. That's a whole show. That's a whole show. Let's get down to the basic minimum, universal basic income under economy and taxes. Let's click on that for a moment here. This is funny. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at that. What does that say? Now, I've been researching this a little bit, and just to let our listeners know that they're one of the candidates, Andrew Yang, is proposing $1,000 a month for everybody. And so there's all these things like it's too expensive. But the politics behind it, or the concept is, it would eliminate the rock bottom, where people end up out in the street. So with 1,000,
like,
and I don't know if that's true. I don't know if you can.
Basic food and clothes from the churches. It'll be the faith-based organizations that'll be in charge, because we can't give people government.
This theory is everybody gets it.
Government.
Everybody gets it, regardless. It's kind of like the Alaska Permanent Fund, AFP. Is everybody in Alaska gets dividends for oil revenues, and they get an annual check, which they can do whatever they want for. They probably get it around Christmas, and they can buy Christmas programs or fix their car or whatever they want to do, or buy a car. So anyway, if this pass, just the UBI, my husband and I would get $2,000 extra a month, $1,000 per person, and that's on top of our Social Security. For a while, there was like, oh, it's going to replace my so there's been all these debates on how to do it, and then how do you pay for it, and then so this would be something worth studying, and we could do a whole show on. There's pros. So the pros are, it's universal basic income. It's down on the left-hand side.
Darn it.
And
I lost it.
If you could look at
find it. Let me go find it again.
Procon.org, and So the pro is it reduces poverty and income inequality and improves health.
Yeah, I give them 99 cents a month. So I suggest people donate to it.
Right. The site is called procon.org, but we're on the universal
I like 99
basic.
cents a month. Maybe I'll use that. It's for our revolutionradio.club. I like that. It's a donation of 99 cents a month, and then we can put it towards our overhead. But you're saying $1,000 a month we'll each get if that goes through?
Well, the one that I could actually pull that up. What Andrew Yang is saying, and he's the one that's. But this universal basic income has been
around
about that
new guy,
for hundreds of years.
Bloomberg.
The universal wait, we're just talking about UBI. It's been around for hundreds of years. It goes back to one of the founding fathers came up with the concept of UBI, and then Martin Luther King talked about it. But you can look that up. There were all these people that talked about this concept, and there are some places that have tried it, and some people have a variation on it. So anyway, we're looking under this thing about the universal basic income, and it's pros and cons. So if you go to this procon.org and you scroll down and you click on UBI, Universal Basic Income, it has two columns. And the one on the left-hand side is the pros, and on the right-hand side are the cons. So that's how it works. So now we haven't had time to read this, so we're just talking about it up the top. Oh, and then it has a list of, this is very professionally done. It has a list of all the articles that they used for their research.
Well, their volunteers who are off-site out of their homes, just like Janet and I do our credit for volunteers. So this is where I get it from, where people have to give me 20 hours. I use this. So folks, we'll put this on our Revolution Radio Club because this is my model. Janet likes it. So I'll go ahead and use this on our revolutionradio.club. Can you hear me, Janet? Hello?
I'm listening. I'm just,
okay,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, as of today, Janet, I'm taking your resume. I've told y'all all this for years, but y'all don't care. With the ACO Association, it's listed. Ascension Center Organization is listed with the government. And I'm a Universal Life Minister, and I have Theresa J. Morris Ministries. So everything I do is donated. I don't have any income, okay? So that's what this is. American Communications Online is broadcast radio. We're a public broadcasting system. But if you want to volunteer, I'm going to put the resume in 20 hours and all that and on our blogs.
What does that mean, resume? What does a resume in 20 hours mean?
You serve as a volunteer to become an intern so you can learn how to do radio shows with us.
Okay, because I didn't know what our topic was. Okay.
Yeah, because we made all those people we trained in radio for 8 years. They didn't have to, but they did 20 hours. Yeah, I've always had the same rules in ACO Association. But anyway, their rules are on our ACO Association, and I'll put them back up. But
so you're saying
this is what
they come on the radio and they do 20-hour broadcasting.
Yeah,
and
then they become an intern, and to be a co-host.
And okay, well that's an idea. Because I'll tell you, everybody that we've trained, they're doing better than we are, actually.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. It's like we started that one, and they're doing better than we are. What are we doing wrong? We teach them and they go out and
he said, "Y'all aren't making any money," and he's like,
"They are."
He's ACO Association. He's real proud, and we're like, "Were we supposed to make money at this?" Well, we left that out of Ascension Center, but he's one of our main players with me and Janet, and he gave us credit in his book. Remember his poetry book? Me and Janet. So it's been me, Janet, and Mad. I said me and Mad in the beginning. In the beginning, there was God. But anyway.
Yes.
But, okay, so procon.org. I like that, and we'll use now. If you surpass 250 hours of volunteer work, that'd be like working a whole week. How many weeks at one of our events? But me and Janet had trouble with our volunteers, and my daughter was sick, so I didn't go from Albuquerque Stargate to the Cosmos. But Ken and his wife did some community hours. I gave Ken a certificate. Janet won, and Tommy won, and for doing and Tommy worked with Lorian Fenton and Janet Carroll Lesson, and Lorian's on Monday nights. And then me and Lorian hadn't done anything together, but Janet went to that, and Tommy. But now Janet's not sure if she and I are going to do Albuquerque with Ken or not, because another one of our friends, Roger Smith, is doing Albuquerque. But Janet and I,
wait. Some of this stuff I don't want to talk publicly about because I've not made a decision yet. So I'm not ready to say what I'm doing or not doing. I'm sitting here waiting for 2019 to end, and I'm in pause mode. And I'm looking at, I think it'll become clear as we get to the last 2 weeks. We're almost into the last 2 weeks. Yes. Sunday starts the last 2 weeks of the year. And so, and I realize a lot of people are probably going, what will I do in 2020? I'm just letting the universe deliver some ideas about what direction I'm going to. So I had a rough 2018 was totally devoted to putting on Stargate to Cosmos. TJ was going to work with me, but her daughter was dying of cancer. So TJ could not participate because she had to go to that center and spend,
Tampa,
what was that,
yeah.
You had to go 8 weeks there or something, or three months.
Yeah, 3 months.
Yeah. So she had to do a lot of stuff for her daughter, and she had to be there when she died. And when we were heading into Stargate Cosmos Conference in Albuquerque, it looked like she could die any time, but she didn't end up dying until March.
But she waited till March.
So she held on.
Yeah,
she waited till March, and I was on the phone with TJ when she collapsed. And it was like, oh my God. So I haven't been a part of this process, even though TJ's in Florida and I'm in Hawaii.
Well, we're still from one side of the universe. Well, no, the part of the United States, but we'll help internationally, right? Revolution's international.
Yeah. Right.
We help Canada,
so then in
Australia,
2019,
UK.
I was sick. I was sick in 2019. TJ was recovering from, you had 2 deaths. Your dad,
depression.
Your depression.
Dad
you had your husband die.
And then my dad,
your husband died.
And within 3 years, 2015, my husband died. So I thought I was good. And then I did Mid-South Con. I tried to come back with, remember Bill Tracer at Mid-South Con, the hit Memphis Hilton. I did that event, and I went up and helped Chicago. Remember? I helped the Pyramid Con. Marta Thomas. So I did make 2 appearances, but mine was just administration management for Marta Thomas with the Pyramid Con to show up and meet, and get the manager to let them know for sure we were going to do it. And she was a MUFON investigator. I don't know if she still is, but she's going to do every 2 years. So we're going to help Mid-South Con. We're going to help Global Pyramid Con, and we're going to help what's that new one, Bob Brown. He told me to
the best way we can help is to interview the speakers. The best thing we can do is interview the speakers on our radio shows, and just so if you're a speaker at a conference and you want us to help promote you as a speaker at a conference and the conference, send me an email to Aquarian Radio. Let me finish this. Let me finish this. Send me an email at aquarianradio@gmail.com, and I want your bio, headshots, your links, website, if you have a book, tell us about you and what you're doing, what conference you're going to be at, and we'll see if we can, get you on the calendar before the conference. So we're going to interview, what was the one I just got? Brad Olson, and Brad Olson is going to be at Bob Brown's Laughlin UFO MegaCon. It's called MegaCon, UFO MegaCon, and the MegaCon is the revival of the original Laughlin conference. Bob Brown was there, 30 years ago, right? He started with Bob Dean, and then it became the UFO Congress, which has moved to Phoenix, and Alejandro Rojas runs that one now. So we had, for a while there, we only had 3 or 4 UFO conferences a year. So the field is just growing exponentially, and we must have 2 or 3 dozen UFO conferences, just the United States alone, maybe even more. I've lost track. It used to be like, okay, here it is. You could see it on one screen. Now it's like, wow, look at all these conferences. So anyway, aquarianradio@gmail. And I'm going to sneeze. Back to you. I'm going to sneeze. Woo.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm Southern.
Now I fought it. I'm not going to sneeze now.
A pagan Southern Christian, Christ consciousness, universal life, New Ager, spiritualism. So we can't.
Right.
We're not going to talk politics or religion, but it doesn't matter as long as it's free speech.
We did talk religion, but we're not getting into. I had a couple. Yeah, I had a couple of people that got really pissed off on my shows, and they started to like yell and scream that if I if you don't find God in the way they believe it, you're going to hell.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about. I want to talk about that.
That's
I don't
called
want to be
dogma.
going into screaming and yelling. And yes, dogma. But I don't mind talking about the philosophy of, here's a different list of religions. I mean, there's so many religions. We had that at the beginning of our show. I'd like to get that list of religions. Now here's John Wayne. Boom. He's saying boom.
What's that mean?
Don't know
what
why.
Kind of ad did
I have no idea.
Well, see that we know that immediately, y'all, because we're in the Revolution Radio Club. But the only way you get into that one
is that's the host.
Yeah, you have to be a host,
chat.
and a man's the only one that can put you in there. Our Lady Horse, our Willow and Dreesen, maybe Monster can.
Yeah, somebody can. Who can?
Mr.
I don't know.
All
I just know is
there's six
if I don't shut off my iPad, if I don't shut off my iPad at night, it dings all night, and then somehow they got my iPad to go back on. This is how powerful the Revolution Radio host chat is.
What's that about?
I have to put my phones and everything on a charger across the room away from my bed so it doesn't wake me up all night. Ding, 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 ding. Because all these Revolution Radio hosts, they wake up. I'm in Hawaii, right? So they wake up early, right? So they get up whenever they're getting up on the East Coast. They must just get up and get their coffee and go over to Revolution Radio chat, and they just start talking. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, ding, ding, ding. What is going on? They woke up. Okay, so he sent a picture of some food. I think it looks like steak or ribs or a baked potato that's so overloaded with cheese and bacon on top, and the whole image is giving me a clog of my arteries just looking at it. And he's saying Texas Roadhouse. That's not including the appetizer. The appetizer. There was a day when I could eat whatever I wanted to, but now that I'm 65, almost 66, it's like I have to be very careful what I eat, or it talks back to me all night long, and I don't sleep. Okay, so we are coming on the countdown. We have about a half an hour.
All right. Are we going to do is Ascension Center? Look at it, folks. AscensionCenter.net. And Janet and I have our own ministries for spiritual living. And you don't have to be spiritual, but it helps. But whether you believe in Zen or Tantra or Ascension, it's our vision to just have. Janet has a beautiful place over there, but we like to have a place to get together and meet and greets. So there's spiritual.
Speaking of my place,
center. Yeah, your center.
I have been trying to find a roofer for my property here for about 5 years, and I have someone that showed up last night, and they're going to fix my roof, and it's going to cost me at least $10,000. So if anybody wants to contribute so we stop getting rain, I am getting rain on my head. My roof is 40 years old, and it needs repaired. But I'm so excited because the guy said yes.
Well, but you're in Maui, right? You're in Maui.
Yeah, I have a donation button on AquarianRadio.com. Donate to my roofing project.
Wow, happy birthday to me. I got a new Christmas.
Yeah, Annette's birthday. Teresa's birthday is on the 26th, right? I bet you didn't get any Christmas gifts when you were growing up. Did you get Christmas gifts?
I got birthday presents today. My daughter, number 3, is Stephanie Parrish. She brought me some candy and cookies. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, she brought me some stuff. You're on radio. You want to come say hi to Janet? Hold on, this is the big
one. Say hi, Revolution Radio.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, you're on our radio show, Revolution Radio, with your Southern accent. Say hi to the world.
With my Southern accent. Hello, world. This is Stephanie Parrish Sosher with my mom, bringing her some milk and toilet tissue and Crunch and Munch and things that she just loves. It's her Christmas present today.
Now, your mom has a birthday right after Christmas, so do you?
I know.
Do you wrap 2 separate gifts and say, this one's for Christmas and this is for your birthday?
Yeah, she has to have 2. Waiting for
Oh,
birthday
that's
one.
nice.
Yeah. The day after Christmas. It is. Well, everyone in the world have a wonderful evening. I'm a busy beaver. I have real estate class from 6 to 9 tonight, so I have to go to class.
All
All
right.
right. Love to all,
All
light to
right.
all, and everyone have a wonderful evening. And peace out.
Thank you.
And happy
Peace out and happy
holidays.
holidays.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So y'all got to hear Stephanie, my number 3 daughter, right here from Gulf Breeze, Florida. And my other daughter that passed, she really, really helped us. She was like her mommy, but she was her sister. But in this reality, we had a rough time growing up. And then the parishes built cash a house for my girls, all 4 of my girls, with a swimming pool in the back. So when me and my husband were government contractors, and I went one way, he went the other, they were raised in that beautiful home that's a parish's, it's a TVA Valley Authority. He was the big shot at TVA, where my husband was born in Knoxville, Tennessee. So, but Steffi and Angela look just like him. They are Irish parish through and through. And all the grandkids, except Dustin, he's brown like me and Brazilian like Gigi. We have a little Indian Brazilian. We don't know what it is. We call it Mayan. So, but folks, okay. Oh, she brought me. Really? Is it already cooked? Oh, wow, folks. Man, it is my lucky day. She's made me some dinner, Janet. You know how hard it is on old ladies to try to cook for themselves?
Oh, yeah. Especially those that are trying to do radio shows.
Yeah. Thanks. Wow. What is this? Is this hot sauce? Oh,
wait.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You're talking
Stephanie.
food. You're making me hungry. You're making me hungry.
No, I'm not supposed to talk about stuff I put in my mouth.
That's right. Right. Stop. You're making me hungry.
Okay.
I don't have somebody serving me food.
I know. Center for Spiritual Living, folks. We try to be spiritual, but sorry, we're in our twilight years and we won't have much more time.
Oh, don't choke live on air, please. Gather your. That wouldn't be good.
All right, but we
take a drink of water. Wait, stop, breathe. Take a drink of water, please. Okay, let us know when you can talk. Okay. Anyway, TJ's choking. Poor thing. Where were we? You back? She's still choking. No, go ahead. You can.
But anyway, folks, I love to do metaphysics, and it's okay to do theosophy. Janet, isn't it? Did you look up the Jewish?
Yes, I think. No, I didn't do gematria. You did a good presentation of that. So it's okay to talk about the different philosophies, but I don't want to get wrapped up in fighting about it, and that you're gonna, if you don't take so and so as your belief and your savior and your system, then you're going to go to hell. That's the difference. That's what I want to avoid.
Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior, because if you have a choice, why not think about it? But I was raised that way. I don't know any other way. I don't know how to be me. I wasn't raised Zen or Buddhism or raised all world religions, but I do claim non-denominational universal life. So, but I'm a spiritualism person, and it's one of our government religions. So, Janet, we have Ascension Center organization, and you have Tantra as one of them under that New Age. And everybody calls you New Age, and you call you New Age, but that is a religion. Look at the world religions.
Well, New Age is not a bad. It's not a bad thing. Why would anybody say that's a bad thing? That's like saying another religion is a bad thing. So you're saying somebody's spiritual beliefs are a bad thing. That's not a nice thing to do. That's not nice. Everybody has a right to have their own beliefs as long as they're not killing somebody, right? So.
Well, the same thing in politics. I was in journalism. I'm still a senior professional journalist, and that's why you have to watch what y'all say on Facebook, because they stick with the journalism. I know. I saw it. We had a big meeting and the journalism thing, and then I saw it on TV and on C-SPAN and on these powerful things with women.
So what did you see?
Some
what
shows
did you saw?
Women.
I'm confused.
Women in journalism.
Anyway, people are allowed to have different political beliefs, as long as they're not killing people, right? As long as you're not like a terrorist. So that's what I am talking about. It's like no terrorism, no jihads, killing people, no killing people, no hurting people, no, but, you can have all these different religions and all these different politics.
It's
There's
education.
the Green Party, the Liberal Party, the Democrats, the Republicans. There are many countries. What was the country?
It can be educational.
I saw an article the other day. One of the countries in Northern Europe has the youngest president ever. It's a young woman. She's like 28. She's the president of their country. And they have 5 parties. And the way they resolve it is all 5 parties have somebody on the, it's like their parliament or like their cabinet. So when one party gets elected as president, the other 5 parties get to have somebody in a major cabinet type position. And they're all women. So it's one of the countries in Northern Europe, it's all women, all the lead members of all 5 parties and the president of their country are all women. Now, isn't that amazing? I thought that was amazing. It's like, wow. It'd be nice to have half of the world leaders be women for a while. See how that works. That'd be an interesting experiment.
Well,
anybody
things
there?
are changing. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes. Okay. I can hear you.
All right.
What are you saying?
Well, are we going to... We agreed to disagree or be Cisco and Ebert women. So I guess I'll let you go first because you're Lesson and I'm Morris. Even if I was Thurmond, my maiden name, and even if you were Thompson Thurmond. No, Lesson Morris is okay. We'll use our husbands' names. But, we got married. But Homeland Security made me go get all my stuff.
Isn't that interesting when you think about that? That is a topic in itself. So when we were raised as young ladies in the United States of America.
Yeah, my daughter's not using her name. Did you hear? She says Perry. They do hyphenation.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
But I did hyphenation.
That creates a real mess for you when you're down the line and you're.
They won't let the girls. They charge them to change. Janet, the girl next door, didn't change her name because even though she got married, it costs the government charges her money to change her name. So they're not having her change her name just because she got married. So it's a money thing now. Everything is. You get your birth certificate.
Everything gets monetized.
Everything's monetized. What was that you were telling me? We're born billionaires or something? They assign us so much money. Something you were telling me.
We don't have time. Listen to the show I did. I will get it uploaded with Glenn Bogue on the. He was going back to the origins of the Constitution. He's an attorney that's suing on behalf of all the indigenous peoples, and he's suing all the way to the Prague to. He's trying to drain the swamp in his own way. He said we're restoring the balance so we stop having these billionaire Illuminati Anunnaki people that have all the money, and then the 1%. So they have another way of balancing it. And anyway, he went into great detail on the show on the 10th, and I've got to upload it and listen to what was said. Okay. It was very interesting. I don't know if I agree with them 100% or not, but there's all those people out there that have different philosophies on how to restore the balance on the planet Earth because it's out of balance.
Tantra
we have
and I have
people
Ascension.
that are poor. We have people that are poor and living on the streets and they're starving all over the world, right? And then we have people
we should talk about people starving in America. People don't know that people are starving in America, and I saw that when I lived in Kentucky, that down the street, because we try to learn how people in the woods and the cabins, like in the old days when they had the coal mines, and even the ETs knew about it because we had that bunch that came. What were they, like Bigfoot and Yeti? they were the protectors, right, for a while till we could get everything situated. But they would watch the coal miners from behind the trees play fiddles and stuff. They liked music. But all that was how I got Ace Folklife started. Remember, I told you we started Ace Folklife? And the Smithsonian has it too. They collect stories and music, folks, with the Smithsonian. So it's a good thing we're doing, Janet, bringing all these together. Your Tantra, Revolution Radio, Ascension Center organization for me, you, and Ahmad, and our authors and our poets and musicians, art, culture, education, science, technology, engineering, folk life. It's just I took everything down because y'all made me think nobody was reading them, but I had lots of people all over the world. I was like a library and archives. So we're going to put them up
I don't
somewhere.
know why you took things
I've
down.
got 35 websites still. Money, because it costs money for my
archives. Money. Okay. Well, yeah, everything costs money. That's why
Matt told me I don't have to spend all that, and he would help me, and we'll do a bi-monthly magazine called Allied Command Organization Department of American Communication Online. So we now have a magazine every 2 months to talk about stuff, and we talked about space junk and space, and we're talking about Revolution Radio Club now and how we can help people train radio host, and you can be apprentice in our club like me and Janet's been doing for 8 or 9 years. And it's not about the money, but we want to pay our overhead. So we're going to get down mics because Mike's not there anymore to pay it, and we have to buy some new equipment. And I've got 5G here, and I can pay for our archiving here radio shows because I'm paying $185 a month for my 5G. That includes my website. No, it includes my internet, and then I pay $145 for my radio, and I've got 2 computers in the shop. And now they moved the old thing we had for the old archives, right, up in Virginia. I think Mitchell.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Well, I know because a man told
but
me.
I heard a story that they moved it somewhere, but they got to move it again because of the bandwidth. They got to get into a location with sufficient bandwidth.
Well,
I'm curious. I want to go back to this thing. Yeah, but they're not going to move it to Florida. I want to go back to what you were saying.
We can do it all online. So
what I want to go, you said something about people are starving in America, and then you went way into a different topic. So go back to that. Well, I missed it because you got carried away with where you were going. And what happened with the people? Yes, let's go on that topic. We got about 10 minutes left.
We've got a lot of the military government and then the people that are unions.
And where?
People all over the country. And so that's why we're out of jobs, because even though we say AI will make more, it's not time. So we've got to go through a really bad transition. So we're taking care of a lot of people, especially.
So how many people are going to starve? How many people are going to starve because of this?
People starve every day all over the world.
Yeah. Well, let me look that up. How many people starve in America every day? So that's what, I mean, we've spent the last 30, 40, 50 years. We spent the last 40, 50 years criticizing third world countries because people are dying of starvation, and they're dying of starvation in here. And then we had a show with Bridget on, and she's homeless. So, she said the official number, is about 500,000, but she said really there's probably 1 to 2 million Americans that are homeless, and this is because they're lazy. There's stuff happening.
Not lazy. They But those that can't, there's food insecurity. We have over 15 million households, and right now, just in New York alone, the people with money that know how to make money on Wall Street, they're trained different, and they have people that manage their money because they're old people like us, but they had money to invest. Well, the world's changed, so the kids in 20 to 40 years old, they're going hungry and they don't have the jobs like they used to, so a lot of people are having to help them and put women they don't want the women's homes, like right here in Pensacola. They didn't want a woman's home, and they took it out. They took us out. They took our woman pantry out, the rich attorneys and stuff, and they don't want them to deal with them.
So and they're hiding it. They said they don't even have a death by starvation in the United States, so they're hiding it.
And so during the holidays, they can't even feed their kids. And I've been dealing with these kids for a long time, and people, they have these, we have to help them in between to go to schools. They're hungry, and they try to help them because they're embarrassed, and they'll give them a coat. And I did that in Kentucky, and they're trying to help in Pensacola, and they're trying to help in New York, all over, Janet. People that have kids, young families like mine. I have my grandchildren living with me. I have my daughters coming and going and even helping me with food. It's $2,500 a month minimum for America for 1, 2, or 3 people. In my case, 3 is not enough. But they've gone up for rent. And they're saying affordable housing is supposed to go along with that, but it's a double-edged sword, because you can't afford affordable housing because the men are divorcing their women, and the women are having the kids. And now my daughter's got the same thing over the girl these were prior military. Her friend, and I won't say names because I'm in Gulf Breeze and Pensacola.
Don't say names. No, don't say names.
Her husband's divorcing her, and they go through that midlife crisis. They've already gotten out of the military and done their 12 to 20 years, and then their wives divorce them, or their husbands divorce them. In this case, the husband divorced her. She's got a little kid, and they can't get a place because all the old apartments that used to be 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom for $850 a month are up to $1,000, and nobody can afford it. They're teaming up their families and living, but then the landlords don't want them more than 2 or 4 people due to the standards. So they have housing issues, and they turn them into family services, and then the family services get all involved, and then you wind up people losing their kids over the drugs. But it's not just a drug issue anymore. It's not the 60s, and we'll just say people with big organizations, they know that because the kids are going to school and the elementary schools, and when on the holidays they starve because they depend on the schools to feed them. We're in a bad situation, folks, and people, we can't.
11.1% of American households are food insecure, and there are millions of Americans. Including those who are middle class, who are suffering. They're starving. They're hungry.
Yeah, and the ones that, like my sister, she was a director of her nursing, and she just came to see me, and she had her own company, and she ran a hospital, and then she ran her own nursing company. But they're driving around in a 52-foot, pulling an extra car, and owns her own home. And both my sisters, all 3 of my sisters, but 2 of them downsized to retirement homes, and one just moved from Houston up to be with her grandkids. But they are better off than I am, and I'm the oldest, but I worked for the government, so I never made much. Like being a school teacher, you just don't make much, But when I drove a truck, I made more money than I ever did, like almost $50,000 a year. Now, when I was a CEO of a company, I didn't take any money because I was building a big company, like we're doing here with a Revolution Radio, and American Communication Online. We're doing a holding company, and we're having everybody just do like passive interest or be volunteers, or if you're paying the bills, just, let us know what the overhead is. But we all want to work together so we can all save on the money, because it's taken everything we got just to eat. And I'm mad to tell you that. He knows he's living in a 3 level, parents, grandparents, and kids and grandkids. And most all of us that are middle class now are having to help our families. No kidding, folks. So it's just the sign of the time. So we want to help each other, and we're not going to lie to people now. And I'm not moving out of country. So some people move to Peru or Puerto Rico or whatever, We've got to help each other in the States. Now, Janet's in Hawaii, and I'm in Florida, and we're retired old ladies, and we work with a lot of other retired old ladies. But people like Bridget, she's helping people where she lives, but she's thinking about leaving the country. And I feel sorry for people that feel like they've got to leave the country to survive, But we're looking at that now, But now the Canadian money went back up, I guess, and they can't make movies like they could. They were making money because they got like $2 for one, like they did in UK for a while. But now the American dollar, y'all got to understand international currencies. Of course, we've got Bitcoin and everything else, but now we got to think about. And Janet, I told you about Olympic Gates and Project Zeus. It was called something Neo Zeus. Why am I forgetting? Am I not allowed to say that? I must not be allowed to say that. Anyway, I won't say the code words, but you can look up the popular one under, I told you, 0 hours, and look up how we almost lost World War III that everybody was talking about due to computers, because they learned
we
how to
haven't
blow
had
things
World War
up.
III. We haven't had World War III.
Well,
please.
we bypassed it because we were going to have it. We still may, because so many people can manufacture.
No words.
Yeah, we can do computers that blow up balloons, that blow up computers and blow up Iran, nuclear stuff. So our NSA, CIA, Israeli intelligence all working together. Our intelligence business knows we got a lot of smart people. Now we got cyber command, right? You know about that, for helping us. They took a lot of people out of the war, and because they were smart, and put them in. And one of my friends here that's working with my son-in-law, she came off of Rock, NSA Rock, TAO Rock. Anyway, you work on the inside. So there's a lot of things going on in the world, but it's a
Hey, we have
new
1
world.
minute.
What?
We have 1 minute.
Okay.
Well,
anyway, folks, we got to be aware that Cy Wars is here. Cyberspace wars are here. And anybody can blow anything else up, and they're going to have to do that. So we're trying to do AI without a totalitarian nation, but you can do drop those powders from those. We had them in post offices for a while, those virus things in health, and they can drop them from those things they fly around by computer, and they're using them for warfare. But there's good things we use, and there's bad things. So we're trying to keep every country right now. The things that y'all are told are classified, they can't talk about, is because we know it's already unleashed. We did it.
We might be off there. You want to check?
Oh, you mean check and see if we're off air?
So
you mean we have to go?
I'm not sure if they got that fixed. I think we might be just talking to ourselves right now, or I don't know if we're still on air. It's hard to tell now. But at 56, we normally get the music, and so I don't know. Maybe it came yesterday. Finally.
Let me see if there's anybody.
No. We're just see if anybody's on the chat.
All right,
are we still on there?
Tomorrow night, tonight, and next Thursday. All right, and so come back and see us. We'll be here. We love our Revolution Radio family. Okay, don't hold it against us.
Okay. Hey, send me a copy of the recording, TJ. Send me a copy of the recording.
I don't know how. You'll have to ask
him. Okay.
Okay. Do you hit save?
I don't know. I think once you stop the call, if you're recording, then it'll
stop.
Yeah.